Hello there. So I want to thank you all for tuning in today for the new series that I am starting, interviewing the medium. So the Q&As, questions. And I want to introduce you to Leah. She'll be asking me a few questions. Hi, Leah, and welcome, 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 welcome.
Thank you.
With further ado, we'll just jump right into it. So if you got some questions for me.
Yeah. My first one, because I follow a few on TikTok as well. And this one was her story of how she was talking with someone and the spirits were kind of saying like, oh, she's going to join us soon. And she kind of relayed that message onto the woman. And the woman was like, oh, yeah, I have cancer and I will be passing away soon. And she felt a little bit like at peace with that. And I was wondering, has there gone to a point with you where you like you're told something from the spirits? Is there a way that like you can't tell them yet, so you have to withhold information from them, from the person you're reading?
I don't hold with information. So when I introduce myself and then we go through the readings, I always say I speak my truth, and whatever comes through needs to come through. And that's exactly where it is. So if there's information such as what you just shared with me with this beautiful soul that has been given messages that she will be going home, then so be it, because it is written in her soul contract for this, right? And it's been written in her soul contract for her to be shown through that media app. So within my personal readings, whatever comes through is going to come through at that time that the person I'm reading for needs.
Okay, then.
And I don't hold anything back. So if there's something that may feel a little uncomfortable, then I would go through explaining. I will explain there's a situation that is coming up that I'm being told through spirit. And if you're not ready yet, you can feel it. So I ask the person who I'm reading for, if you feel that you're not ready for this, then we'll move forward. And most often they say, no, we're not ready. I'm not ready. So it'll be like, okay, we'll move forward. So yeah, that's how it is when I'm given my readings. It's how we connect. Absolutely.
Oh, I love that. Okay. Dimensions, like portals, we have some on Earth, right? And I was wondering, like, can a person kind of accidentally go through it and go missing, I guess, or?
Yes, I'm going to have to say yes on that one. That one is, there's a few times that connecting with through spirits. And again, it's not an accident. Again, everything is absolutely pre-written. And again, it's where, where your belief system is. So for myself, I see it as always pre-written. It's always destined. And it's something that the beautiful soul that walk through a portal, and they very much do. They do exist. It does happen. I don't hear very much of it through my readings, but through meditation and visuals that I have seen, it does happen. And I have seen it happen through meditation and downloads. And again, it is written within their soul contract as their experience. And everybody that is involved, for the person who has stepped through a portal and you just can't seem to find them anywhere, right? Everybody that is involved within the family structure too as well, signed a soul contract in going through their personal struggles. For each individual family members is so diverse and so different. They will feel whatever comes through. That is what is their experience that they have written for themselves. So it really does come down to a signed contract. And again, everything is as it should be.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense? I hope that answered your question.
That does make sense.
Okay, perfect. Good questions.
Thank you. Can you just tell me from your point of view, I just rediscovered Akashic records?
The Akashic records?
Records, yeah. And the Hall of Records. I read about it years ago and I totally forgot about it. And then I picked up my granny's book yesterday and I was like, oh, and it brought me back. So I was like, can you elaborate a little more on that?
Absolutely. So the Hall of Records and the Akashic records are the same, from the same energy field. And again, they are built around through every personality, every soul that comes into this reality. Stepping into the Hall of Records, the Akashic Records is, so for instance, when I come in and I do a past life reading, before I do sit with the person who I'm reading for, I would connect with my guides. I would ask to be shown the Akashic Records that needs to be coming through. So I don't step into their Akashic Records. It is my spiritual team who would stand up and help do that information. So by the time I'm connecting with those who I'm reading for past life, it's already here in the energy field, right? Because we're already connected before we actually see each other. So the Akashic Record is a hall of records of many, many past lives that you have had. And how you see your hall of records, your Akashic Records, is how you vision it, is yours, right? Everybody sees it differently. And how you can call upon the Akashic Records, how you can call upon your spiritual team to help you connect with the records, the hall of records, the life of records, is by intention. Doing your meditation, sitting in meditation. I now call upon my spirit guides to help me. Let's say if you want to amp up your walking game or your running game, then you would call upon a past life where you once were an athlete, a professional athlete, right? Or let's say you call up upon a life that you were living in Africa and you were one of the runners. Right. Okay. Absolutely. It's just the amount of information that would come through when you connect with the Hall of Records is infinite. Absolutely infinite. And anybody can connect with the Hall of Records, can connect. You put the time and the effort in when you sit in meditation, you will, download, it'll come to you. It's a little freaky at first because you'll have a lot of these images. It's like, oh, what is going on, right? So going with the flow, yes, you will achieve it.
Cool.
It is achievable, yes.
I'm definitely going to try that. Animals, what's the difference between like an animal spirit and a human spirit, let's say? Like, because I watched this movie Fluke years ago, and he didn't finish his business on Earth, and he went apparently. Actually, now I'm saying out loud, like you said multiple times, we have plans, but so his spirit went into an animal's body, and he had to go fulfill his debt like that. I don't like. Is there a difference between animal spirits and human spirits? Is that even a thing?
There is. It is absolutely. So when I'm connecting and I'm doing the work and connecting with my mediumship abilities, not just my mediumship abilities, I utilize everything, all the gifts all at once in order to help connect. This is where the sight, the taste, the feeling, the energy, seeing, hearing is all coming into play all at once, and connecting with the soul of a dog, for instance. They communicate, they talk, of course, not through the mouth, because our human brains cannot fathom the idea of them speaking unless, right, we're watching a movie or something, right? Disney movie. However, it's always telepathically when I'm connecting with them, or a cat, a loved one, very precious. These are souls that have incarnated over and over into animals before they choose to step into a human form. So there is a huge, huge, huge difference between this is so interesting, because for me, the way I see it and have been seeing it, is that there are a difference between the animal soul and the human soul. Absolutely. Right. Because now they're forming into parts of the animal. But there are also times where that same soul is going to connect and transition into the human form. And there is, it's the help with the spirit guides that I see that comes forward. They help them with the transitioning. So again, diving deep into the soul contract, you're going to see multiple energies. Sorry, give me a sec. I got to pull myself down because I'm floating in the universe right now, and I lose sense of when I talk. I fall off track here. Okay. So when the soul comes into the form of a dog, an animal is meant to be, it's a signed soul contract, a different signed contract. And then they'll be signing the soul contract when they are ready to step into human form. So for instance, my past life, I was an eagle at one point in time. an eagle. So I incarnated over and over. And because animal lives are a little shorter than human life, at most times, certain animals are shorter than human, and then certain animals are longer than human. For the eagle, for the bald-headed eagle that I became at one point in time, there are visions that I can see and connect. So why did I choose to become an eagle? Well, because I knew down the road that it's going to connect me into a human form at one point in time, where I'm able to utilize their eyesight to see from different perspectives higher up. So in other words, signing the soul contract with the eagle all the way over here to who I am now, it's the same sign contract. So we carry that through the cosmos with us. There may be many different types of lives in between, but we kind of jump over those ones because these two are signed underneath. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
I hope I answered that question, because I do tend to kind of just, yeah. So yes, there is a difference between the souls. And then of course, there is no difference between souls. It's like the yin and yang of things. I am everything and I am nothing type energy feel to that. So it's kind of like really trying to wrap your head around that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
I love
Sorry?
So I love the answer. Thank you.
Oh, perfect. All right. Wonderful. Thank you for that question. I love that one. That was a good question.
Thank you. I have my cat here, and sometimes just when I look at her, I'm just like, have you been here before? Or like,
yep. I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So with the cat, energy is very beautiful. And many of us who are connected with cats, they act as protectors. The loving pets that we have, regardless of what pet they are here in many shapes and form, right down to amphibians, right? Fish, right? Crocodiles, snakes. They are our guardians in one form or another. And they are here to help ground us. So we're learning off of them. So how you took that time, that little space and time that you got to sit there and have that eye contact with your loving little soul that comes in and just meows at you. There are so many different meows that come from her, right? And it's up to you to kind of decipher or discern what she is saying through body language. So she's teaching you, right? So you guys are learning off of each other. And connecting with her. When you look through her eyes, it's almost as though she can carry you to different places. And it's one of the places where you were thinking, right? That question that came up, where you incarnated before. You start asking questions, and that's absolutely perfect, right? So she's teaching you. He or she? She's teaching you. Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't know, when we're connecting with her, it's almost as though I can smell as though, did she ever eat a popsicle at one point in time?
No, not her.
Oh, that's interesting, because I smell grape popsicle when I'm talking.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. That would be kind of interesting if you pull out a popsicle, the ones that you can break in half.
I love those ones.
Oh, God, that's awesome. Yeah, because I can smell it so strongly. So with her, it may be connecting to her a memory, so to speak. So somewhere down the line, maybe she kind of came across a melted little piece sort of thing, right? So it's just something that I feel like I connect with her on that part there.
Aw, I'm gonna ask
you never know, right? Show her a popsicle, see what she does. That's interesting.
I'll ask her about the popsicle later.
That's good. Awesome.
Deja vus. Like, what are those? What are those about?
There are many answers to the deja vu. And again, it's belief system. Whatever you believe, that's where you are. Whatever you believe, you are right. Until you come into expanding yourself to more and seeing from a different perspective, then you're also right. Does that make sense?
You say that again?
Okay, so deja vus, you get many, many answers to just the word deja vu, like many answers as to what it is, right? And again, if you believe in just the one way of a deja vu, then you are right. Until you expand your consciousness on what deja vu is, then you're also right. It just means that you're knowing more than one way of a deja vu, is what I'm trying to get across. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay, so a deja vu, when you go through deja vus, it may mean that you've been here before, which is absolutely correct.
Mm-hmm.
And it also means that you're on the right path. You're absolutely correct,
Mm-hmm.
right? A deja vu means that there's a change in shifting in energy, which is correct, right? So there are many reasons why a deja vu would happen. So when I said shift in energies, this is where you would hit the Mandela effect, right? Sometimes you'll have a deja vu and it's like, whoa, oh, that was huge. And sometimes they're so huge that your head spins. And
Yeah.
sometimes they're so huge that you're feeling the same thing all over again. And you're like looking at the person that's in your deja vu, it's like, holy man, we've been here before. We did this. Meanwhile, the other person's like, yeah, okay. Right. So it's absolutely amazing how many avenues you can take with the word deja vu, the energy of a deja vu. But what I find with the main one that anchors down is that it's a shift. It'll always mean a shift. The deja vu would always mean a shift. So when I'm doing this, it's like every part of who you are. So if you are that fractal of light from the prism, right? And then that fractal of light breaks off into different other fractals. It's a whole shift of every one of those fractals. Does that make sense?
Little bit.
Okay. So how can I explain it to get to?
Well, I'm trying to, so it doesn't, yeah. Shift as in sense, like you realize you have the deja vu, and when it's shifting like that, does that mean you won't have that deja vu anymore, or it's going to be it's altering that path? I don't know.
Yes and yes.
Yeah.
So it means that you won't have a deja vu in that particular same deja vu again. And then it also means that you could down the road, because now your other fractal of light, who you are, is going through the shift of deja vu. So it can act as a hitting all the way around. So all these fractals of lights are you, right? They're all you. The deja vu, the energy of a deja vu, it's almost like turning a, what do you call those locks? Those, those paddle locks that you get at high school. You're turning it, you're dialing, changing it. You turn it to number 10, so that fractal of light of who you are, number 10, is going to finally hit that deja vu when number 1 already hit it over here.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay, so I hope you understand that, because sometimes when I try to explain, I try to get it down to a point where even my brain can understand it sometimes. So when you ask questions like this, I step out, and then that's where I'm connecting with all the information. So yeah, that's kind of interesting.
I'm grasping it, but it might be another aha moment down the road.
Yes, I love those aha moments. So yes, so it is literally planting a seed, planting that beautiful seed where you sit and you're just, thinking about it. And then you'll see something on TV, you'll see something on the news, whether it's YouTube, right? TikTok, Facebook, you'll see something that kind of talks about a deja vu that just kind of clicks. There's that little 10, right?
Okay.
That is perfect. So that's what I mean with deja vu. You can get so much more than just the one. So when you expand yourself, instead of looking through a hole like this, you're now expanding your vision. You're literally expanding to the point where you can start seeing 360 degrees, not just this way, this way, this way, this way, all around your whole body.
Right.
Perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
Are there some laws as a medium that you have to follow? Is that a thing? Like, like for us being humans on Earth, we have these laws that we should follow with nature, let's say.
Yeah, it would be the same type of laws that we would follow. But again, granted, everything is through free will. So that's a really good question. So for myself, if you notice on my Facebook page, I put the oath, my oath. This is my oath, because I want to come from my, be authentic to myself as possible. And my authenticity is connecting to the higher realms, to my higher self. That is true, divine, absolute authenticity I want to be. So in other words, when I speak, it's truth that I want to speak, because I am here to do good for everybody that comes into my alignment, right down to the tiniest little ant, to the ugliest bug that crawls across my wall, to the leaf that falls down onto the ground, right? So it's not just to like, let's say for you and I, for instance, right? I expand myself out to everything and everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So again, it is personal, and it is through different types of mediums and how they would view themselves, right? So not every medium, that's why I say not every medium is different. I mean, I don't even know how I'm trying to say this. Every medium is different. Let's get rid of the not. So every medium is different in every way, shape, and form, right down to the point of how they bring the information in and how they give the information out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Absolutely. Okay. So yeah, it was one of the first things that I wanted to do, was to write up my oath, to let people know where I'm coming from. And yeah, I hold to that oath. So if you haven't looked at it, you can go click on it on my Facebook page.
Oh, yes.
All right. There you go.
Yes. Oh, okay. Is there anything unexplainable that you've come across, or even because you're able to tap into all these different kind of connections and stuff? Is there anything where you're like, even you kind of get stumped on it? You're like, well, I cannot explain
Visions.
that.
Yep, visions. I get visions that I'm still piecing together. And a lot of the visions that I'm getting now is through the upcoming events, right? There's a lot of events that I see that are unfolding that I've seen years prior.
Oh,
There are some really iffy ones that, should I speak about it? Do I need to speak about it? But I heard today, because it's kind of interesting that you bring this up. So I hope you're going to be okay. I hope people are going to be okay with this, because I'm just going to speak my truth and what I saw. So one of the things, what I saw when I was cooking this morning, that took me back to last night's vision. I saw four huge pillars that you would see in front of law offices, in front of court offices, these huge cement pillars.
yeah.
I saw the four pillars in front of me. Look at that, just like, whoa, this isn't, it's so strong that my body's starting to shake when I'm speaking about it. The pillar after pillar after pillar, four of them, I saw one fall, it fell, and it just hit this second pillar, and the pillar was just moving over, and it's just ready to fall in my vision. And as I saw that, I saw a man that was in a business suit. For me, when I started thinking back on it, it's like, okay, I saw him run towards the falling pillars, like as though he's going to be hit by the pillars. If it was me, I'd be running the other way. But I'm thinking, well, that is not me. I'm visioning something. What does this mean? What does this mean? Right. So, and I think many people will see that it's a fall of a lot of the structures that we are going to now face. And I do feel like this man that I feel that is running is connected with what is happening, unfolding at this very moment with the convoys and everything. Yeah, so putting pieces together like that, I still don't have I don't have the full understanding. I am stumped, but I am going to go with the flow on what comes to me, right? And again, I write things down. I have to write these down. And again, I'm never a writer, but for some reason, I know now why I write and jot things down. I do take the time to write them down, because I need to come back on it. Because when I do my work, I can't go on off memory most times, because things just go in and out all the time. So with that vision that I saw last night, I also connected to the four horsemen. I don't know if you know anything about the four horsemen, but they break the seal. They're breaking the seals of things that are happening in this reality at this time. So there's going to be a lot of falling apart worldwide before it comes together again.
Right.
So yeah, so some things like that, visions are some things that kind of stump me at times, because and they will come and they'll hit me at any given moment, right? It's not like, hey, you're going to get a vision. No, no, it just hits me, and it happens as quickly as me doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then next time I'm getting like, and it feels like the time difference is different. So when I blink my eyes, you see it just takes a few seconds, milliseconds for me to blink my eyes. But within that blinking stages, and when I get the downloads and the visions, they feel more like maybe 2 minutes for me when I blink my eyes and see it. So you can tell that, you know, when you're stepping into your abilities, the time frames are going to start be part of the changes that you will feel. Because when I said earlier, I have to pull myself back down from up here, because when I'm up here, time doesn't exist for me. And that's why I lose my place when I'm trying to speak and explain things. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That was a really good question. Yeah, I like that one. So I
Yeah.
hope you were able to understand what I was speaking of. I hope it was clear enough. You know,
Yes.
I presented it clearly, is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Good,
I was.
good.
Yeah. Let's see. I was panicking. I just wrote down a bunch of stuff yesterday.
It's exciting, right? It's a new series that we're stepping into, and man, you know, you're finding out so much more. And my hope is to help you go through your awakening stages, whether you step into your mediumship abilities, because you know you're a medium, right?
Mhm.
You know this, you know
Yes.
you're a medium, you know that you have these gifts, you know that you're intuitive, you know you got the clairs. I hear the clairs working for you. I hear that you're very empathic, right? The compassion. I hear that you're picking up the bravery shield because you're being encouraged, right? So it's not just the encouragement from this point of view, but I hear from other family members too. The more that you speak, the more that that you share with others, the more that you're going to solidify yourself into the belief of who you are, right? Because you're hearing yourself speak. And without you realizing it, you're rewriting the script. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's exciting. So when your gifts start coming alive, so is your vision. You're going to start seeing so much more. It's going to be so much more different for you.
Yeah. Ooh, there's shivers. Yeah, that's okay. What's another one? I guess, like you just said, they'll practice, or it'll eventually, meditation and stuff will hone it. Because there are times where, like, my gut intuition, I'm like, like, I better address this now and speak about it, and then it helps to make it a smooth transition for whatever it is. But then there are other times too where other thoughts, just kind of visions or whatever, pop in my head, and I'm like, well, is it my mind thinking this, or is it actual intuition, or like, where is it? How do you define between being overthinking? I overthink a lot.
Okay. So one of the things is that you know that you overthink. And then this is where you start getting that, I don't know. So deciphering for yourself, right? Using your own discernment and how your gifts are coming through. So having a base where you start from, and that's why I always say meditation, because meditation is going to help you with controlling your ability. So knowing if it's your thoughts or it's somebody else's thoughts, right? Well, just know that you are receiving downloads because you are well open, and I can feel that you are open to more of this knowledge coming through. You can also state, okay, this is a little overwhelming. Can we please slow it down a little bit? Universe hears you, right? Even though you're not really directing it as you're saying it, universe already knows you're connecting with the universe. Your I am statements is going to help you in deciphering and discerning what is going on up here. When you feel as though you're being pulled apart, that you're not above your heart space, you're over here, and this is where your mind is like just going off. You're just creating stories. You're seeing negative thoughts, negative words keep coming to you. You're over here. That's going to be a telltale sign that you're not over your heart space. Come up with a word. I always say love. And I've been using that quite a bit because, again, me too as well. I'm over here because of the energies are shifting on a constant, we're constantly shifting energies, and they're pulling and pushing on every part of who you are, every aspect of who you are. So when you're up on this direction here, you're going to hit a lot of frequencies of negative, right? This is part of your internal structure too as well, right? That's your subconscious. So you're still releasing a lot of the negative energies. So when you feel yourself over here, come up with the word that's going to pull you back over to your heart space, right? Right over your heart space. Envision the pink heart, because when your heart was palpating, you went through a stage of heart palpitations, like a lot of heart palpitations. It's because your heart, your physical heart's trying to connect with the pink heart, and you're going to start feeling the beautiful. Did you feel that when I was doing that with my hands?
Yes.
You can feel the rhythm that is just off balance, and then all of a sudden you come into that beautiful heart space. And that's exactly where each and every one of us are going through. We are stepping into our powers. We're stepping into what we were meant to be.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
I don't know. Do I have any more questions? I got a lot of questions, but I don't know which ones. Oh, can a spirit be in two places at once?
Yep.
Yeah, like easy enough. Like like people are always like, oh, she came back. That's your grandmother come back kind of style. But then you see signs and you feel her on this other plane. Can she be physical and in the spiritual realm? Are we able to do we have that capability?
Yeah, we do. Absolutely. I do it almost daily. And why is that? Is because when you utilize, so for you, you're a medium. So there's two questions that I felt that was in that one. So the first one is that spirits that are already passed on can be in multiple places all at once. They're omnipresent, like God. God is omnipresent. Creator is omnipresent in the trees, the roots, the veins of the leaf, the raindrop, right? The ocean, the fish. Okay. Your hair follicles, your hair, God's everywhere, creator's everywhere, omnipresent. So shall we, so we are. My goodness, so are we. So are we. Yes. So are we. In the heavenly realm, sorry, I'm getting a vision here. That's a lot of trees being knocked down.
Oh.
What, blue world? Just give me a second. That was a vision. So when spirits come through, when spirits are, they can be anywhere. So for instance, when I'm reading, and then you have a family member, grandmother that came through, and we're talking and connecting with her. She's sitting right beside you. She'll be doing this while she's rubbing your back while I'm reading and connecting with you. And she'll be over here talking to me and giving me information. So she's at two different places at once, right? She's at two different places at once. And now for us on that level where we as mediums, we are here, we are in this form, but we're also off connecting with the heavenly realm. So yes, we can be at two places at once. Right. Physically, no, of course not. But, spiritually, yes, because we can be embodied in our body and then also up here. And that's where you're able to see the 360 degrees around you. Okay. Yeah. I hope that makes sense.
Yes. Yes, it makes sense. Yeah.
Got a little excited there, but yeah, a little bit. It makes sense. I hope it makes sense.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah. Perfect. And they kind of gave me that aha moment about the deja vus when you said you get into the 360 and then you're able to see.
Nice. That's good.
So can I just ask what do I need to know right now as a medium kind of developing my stuff? I don't know.
What you need to know, so there's simplicity. Simplicity is best. So when you are stepping into your gifts, simplicity is best. Overthinking, you don't have to go through the ends of the earth to get your gifts. You're already gifted. Just know. Knowing, just knowing. Statements, I am statements. Self-communication is very important, is going to help you on your journey. Meditation is very, very important. Letting go stages of energies that you've been hiding and holding on to, right? So whether if you've known that you've got some deep embedded energies that you're not quite quite ready to let go yet, that's forgiveness of others that had bestowed pain upon you, right? So for instance, and I do feel as though when you are ready, your body's going to let you know. You are going to know. So for, I guess, the main point that I'm trying to get at is just knowing. Just know. Just step into the mindset. I know I am healed. I know I am powerful. I know I've got control of my abilities.
Okay.
I know I got control over my emotions. My emotions don't control me.
Right.
So these are the self-communications that you have with yourself. And the more that you have it, the more it becomes concrete within you. You're able to really start projecting that out to many other people who come into your energy field.
Okay.
Loving, learning to love oneself is a biggie, right? So when you learn to love yourself, it's going to really, people who come into your energy field is going to know it. They're going to feel it. They're going to feel like they can trust you. They can feel that calm energy. They just know, and they just feel. You present yourself, your facial features, the way you carry your body, carry yourself forward, it's all going to show.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, there you go. Do you have any last questions before we go?
Yeah. Maybe, and this is not to ask a question about mediumship, but my granny just lost her partner of 48 years in December, and she's having a really heck of a time with it. Is there any messages I could help? Because I'm gonna go see her after this. Is there anything I could help just to bring her a little bit more of like a calmness?
His father went home before him. I'm going to say quite a few years before he did. So that missing part might be there for him when he was here.
Oh.
I do feel as though his father was the one that came forward and greeted him. So letting her know that he was reunited with his father, his dad is what I keep hearing. And to let her know that he is healed. He's in the energy of healing. So he's in the place of healing. So he's no longer in that pain body that he may have been in prior. So to let her know that I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm okay. He comes to visit her quite often. There's a little tapping on the kitchen window I see. I don't know if she's got curtains or something, but it looked like the curtains are kind of opened or kind of tied back. And if the tie's not there, she would kind of tie it in a knot. That's what he's showing me, but he says that's her. I mean, that's him. He's going
right.
Window. Yeah. So just to let her know that he's always around her.
Will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Absolutely. This was fun. This was absolutely fun. And I want to thank you. I really do. I appreciate your time and your energy. I really do. That was wonderful. So with that, Leah, thank you for the wonderful questions. And I really do hope that it helped you understand a lot more. And again, because what we're doing here is to open our minds, to expand our consciousness.
And so, okay. Yes, thank you. Until the next time, I guess we chat.
Absolutely. Hi, again, Had a Medium here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to support my channel, hit that subscribe button and click on the notification bell.